Hi guys, so we're here at Jag35 offices, and this is where we do all our stuff for the DSLR cameras. But this week I want to show you how to take apart one of these. What is one of these? Well, this is one of the Lenovo laptop batteries. Now, why would I want to take a laptop battery apart? Well, the reason is because inside of one of these, there is 9 of these. And these are lithium, iron, manganese, cobalt, or some chemistry of 18650s. These are essentially the batteries. This one right here, it's a Panasonic NCR 18650B, the exact cell that Tesla uses for Model S. So I've been opening up a bunch of them, and most of them have Sanyos, and they have Sanyos, what is it, UR18650FM. And if you go to Google and you download the spec sheet, you will learn that they are when they were new, they were 2600 milliamps and 3.7 volts, and then they have a bunch of other data. So let me show you how to take one of these things apart. These are wire stripping pliers, so you're gonna need some of these. The reason why you need this is because they have these tiny little teeth here that help you kind of pry open these plastic boxes, cases that these guys come in. So you have to be very careful and not short out the cells inside, because as you guys all know, and there's a level of danger to doing this kind of stuff, but we'll discuss why it's worth it to do this. All right. So here we go. You get 9 cells. I have been saving all these batteries and separating them. All the ones that are below 1 volt, I keep them in a separate piece, and then all the ones that have a good voltage, then I put them in a separate box. Here, what you see here, there are 6 boxes with 175 cells each. And I guess we'll show this. So these are all cells that had a good charge in them. I have probably 1 box of this that didn't have enough charge to be considered good. I will be, from my initial tests, they all seem to take charge. I've taken completely empty cells and then charge them up, and they charge up to all the way to 4.2 volts. And then I've run them a few cycles and they seem to work fine. It seems like they're not damaged. And of course, a small number of those cells have actually not been able to actually take any charge of them. But in overall, I would say that 90% of the cells are good, are either with a good charge or they're low like this, but once you throw them in the charger, they just take the charge up. And I've been measuring how much energy they take in, and I've been able to, they average out to about 2400 milliamps that goes in. So it seems that no matter how old these batteries are, or maybe this whole batch of batteries, they have died a premature death because most of the cells still have about 2400 milliamps, which means that they've only lost about 200. Now, so here's a big question. Why? Why would somebody embark in this process of doing all this work, right? It's kind of crazy. I know, it's kind of crazy. Well, here's one reason why. Let's talk about cost. Let's talk about the price of EV conversion. So we all know that the battery is the most expensive thing in an EV, right? Most people are paying $1.50 per amp hour on these prismatic cells. The best cells out there are probably going to be like the gray cells. And if you price that out, it's about $447 per kilowatt. Now most cars, more small, light cars will probably need about 22 kilowatts. That's what I have on my Samba right now. And just because of the size and the shape of the car, it's not working out to give me 100 miles range like I want. It's actually only averaging out about 50 miles. But if you were to put 22 kilowatts on a, on a Mini or on a Civic or some other type of small car, you would get pretty close. Or like a Bug, for example, a VW Beetle, you would get somewhere around 100 miles. It would average out about 100 miles. And 22 kilowatts of gray cells would cost you about $9,800. Plus tax and shipping and stuff. You're looking at about $10,000. So how many of these batteries would it take to make 22 kilowatts? Well, if we after testing and after my initial testing, they're all coming out to be around 2,400 milliamps. It would mean that it would take 115 of these cells per kilowatt. So that would mean that you would need about 2,530 cells to make 22 kilowatts. Now, you can find these on eBay, and you can find, as low as $3 and as much as, $10. These happen to be a very popular laptop for some reason. I think large corporations were leasing them, and after their lease was up, then they return all this equipment, and there's hundreds and hundreds of laptops and hundreds of dead laptop batteries. So it costs them more to actually recycle this than to just sell it for a few bucks and just find someone online that will buy them for whatever reason, which is good for us. I bought about 200 of these, and they average out about 25 cents per cell. That would equal about $30 per kilowatt. So that means that my 22 kilowatts that you would need for a small car to do 100 miles would end up costing you about $660. So $10,000 or $600. Now, of course, these are just cells. You still have to figure out how to bundle them together and put them into packs, and how to run the wiring, and how to do a bunch of other stuff. So it's a lot of work, but the incentive is there. I mean, you're getting them for almost nothing. I mean, it's literally almost nothing. $600 worth of batteries. I mean, I have like $500 worth of just cable in my Samba to connect 74 cells. So this is one of the reasons why I wanted to attempt to do this. For my car to get 100 miles, which was my initial target, I actually need about 40 kilowatts. And I will need about 4,600 cells to do that. Doing it the traditional way in gray cells, I'm looking at about $18,000 worth of cells. That's a lot of money. Doing it this way, I'll be able to get 40 kilowatts with 4,600 cells for about $1,200. So, plus you throw another $1,000 worth of boxes, and I don't know, however else I figure out how to put them together and assemble them in a safe way. It's a pretty compelling reason to do it. The other reason is that these, we all know that these weigh less than the gray cells. So 40 kilowatts of gray cells is actually twice the weight of this. You're talking about 800 pounds for 40 kilowatts, where you're looking at about 400 pounds worth of these batteries. So two very compelling reasons to do it. And I plan to do this in the next few months. That's the next big project, to try to change these batteries from the prismatics that I have in my Samba right now to figuring out how to use these. So the next few videos that we're going to be doing is going to be related to this.
We almost lost our wheel right here.